Three fun games here with the Edric deck. The last one I think has the most heinous of the mulligans in it. I don't remember if the first one does. I know the second does, so we'll check it out together. Anyway, if you are interested, by the way, stick around, and at the end of the video I'll bring up the deck list. So this definitely could be either mulligan or a keep. I don't generally like to keep hands with slow draws, but it looks like I top-decked an elf. Slow being not a turn one play. I guess Brainstorms in Spell Pierce would effectively have counted in some sense. So here I'm in great shape. Spell Pierce if he has a play, and Brainstorm if he doesn't. He doesn't have a play that matters, so I Brainstorm. A couple of cards and play Sylvan Ranger. Don't care about Thalia whatsoever. At least not at this point in time. Down comes Rofellos. And he gets a Soul Ring that I can't Spell Pierce because it costs 2 mana, so now Thalia has hurt me a bit. But that's okay. Because I have him working for the good guys now. My opponent actually plows the sower during combat, so he's going to get to block and kill Rofellos as well. Although, since I draw a replacement card off of Sylvan, I totally break even on the trade, so it's not a big deal for me. He got a 2-for-1 after I got a +1, so he just got my 1-for-1 basically. And for his turn, we may glitch. Looks like he made no play. Looks like on his turn he makes no play. So interesting. So I play sword and go for it. He decides to block. Oh, okay, and plays Razia's Purification. Interesting card, but it seems pretty terrible in this situation. So, I mean, you know, keeping a couple lands in a Soul Ring is nice. If he has a follow-up, this isn't terrible. But I mean, look what happens. Sure, I'll have no lands. My turn. Let's see if I can find a way to win. Except for this one that I top deck. So now he's getting bled for cards, and I'm refilling and recovering. So Fireman comes down. Take another card there. And he gets a top and Wheel of Fortune with 1 card left in his hand. That's a definite no. And for some crazy reason decides to swing here. I guess he wants me to draw 4 cards instead of 1? Sure. Oh. He gives up. So, I don't know. I guess that wasn't terribly remarkable of a game. There was no mulligan there. This one definitely has one, and the last one has even more. Hence the name of this video. So there's a mulligan. This looks like a mulligan. This is a mulligan. Okay, so I keep a 4-card hand against Thraximunder. And top deck a Druid, which proceeds to quickly hit the bin. No problem. So I can play Crucible. And although he's able to dig, that is alright with me. So now I get to start drawing cards. So now I only mulligan to 5. Since I played a free line with Crucible, I've only mulliganed to, or 6 at this point. I mulligan to 4, +1, +1. So Gatekeeper, not so good when your opponent has Arbor Crucible. You can play Edict Effects all day, if that's the game he wants to play, but I want to play a different game called Kill All Your Land, and he apparently doesn't like that game, so he quits. And finally, for my last trick, I'm playing against Malik, is it Paragon? And I decide too risky to keep this hand. So I go ahead and mulligan it. Way too risky to keep that one. So that's 2. This one probably would have worked out, but I didn't really see. I didn't really like the fact that. I mean, I guess any land will work, but if I don't get a land, I sit here with these two cards and kind of twiddle my thumbs. I mean, if I don't get a spell, I could cast. I guess there's a lot of them, but I don't know. I decided to ship it. Mulliganing to this, definitely a shipper. Into this, and finally I have to give up, but at least, I mean, I don't know, at least I have like a regrowth for if something happens to get killed. I just can't go any lower, and getting that soul ring at 3 cards, representing effectively being like having 2 mind stones or something. It's too valuable. So mulligan to 3 this game. Turn 2 ring. And turn 3 I'm able to Green Sun Zenith for Sylvan Ranger, so I can get my blue set up. And top deck of Forest, which is awesome because I have Earthcraft in my hand. So I play Edric, and then I was thinking, yeah, I'll swing, wait a minute, Mutavault. That's okay, I've got a plan for these guys, it's just as useful. So now if he actually casts a instant or sorcery, I can double pump the island and counter it with Muddle if I need to. But he makes no play other than land. So I get crafty and go after some Sylvan Library action with a Remand backing it up. So I can cast the Sylvan, and then if he has a counter, I can untap the island and then remand the Sylvan back to my hand and try again next turn. And if that fails, I can regrow it next turn and try it that way. So go Sylvan. He doesn't have anything tricky other than an end of turn Steammongery, which I'm okay with, because I mean, he's trying to. I mean, if I did have a counter, if I did want to use my Remand, then it would allow him to play Malik, and that doesn't seem any good. So this is also much harder to use than Fact or Fiction. And when I see this pile of garbage, there's 4 completely worthless cards in the staff, and well, I mean, Island's not worthless. So 2 useful cards, 3 worthless cards. So how does he make his piles? He puts 2 useful cards in one pile and 3 worthless cards in the other. Here you go, have 3 worthless cards. Best thing he can do with them is like throw them away to something. Like Thirst for Knowledge, and I don't know, something. Anyway, I figured he'd go Commander here, but Wormcoil is just the same for me as far as I'm concerned, because it's basically Time Walk with Remand, so I take that. And my mulligan at 3 is all fixed, because I'm drawing 6 cards this turn. And suddenly he's way behind. So I sit here and like puzzle out exactly what I want to do with my mana, and decide I'm just going to Jace and play a Chrome Mox here. And I was thinking, for some reason, I was going to put Predator under there and have a dual colored Mox so that I could counterspell if I wanted. And then I thought, no, Predator is kind of better than Claim, since at this point in the game, thanks to Earthcraft and stuff, so I was like, okay, I'll just put Claim under there and then I'll leave my counter ready to go. Oops. So I can't counter, so instead I just regrow Muddle and pass. And he plays Junk, and I suppose this is okay in that deck. Mostly trash. And very good card. That card's definitely excellent. So it gets down and he pings my Arbor right away. I always like to kill the Arbor. That is okay by me. So first thing I do is pay some life. And then Tez into this, putting back Trigon. And whatever that blue card was that was here in my hand. Anyway, so Mana Vault comes down, I snap his guy back to his hand so that I can, basically I want to maximize my mana this turn and orb him down. And I was thinking I could also like attack for 5 on this. I forgot about his just crap card here. So I I get myself all set up, and then when I realize it, I'm like, oops, because, I could have played sword here, or who knows. So I don't swing with anything because I'm not entirely sure how much mana I'm going to need this turn. Mainly because it's late, and I was tired, and I didn't feel like mathing it out. But one nice thing here is that Earthcraft is the ability that taps this guy, not Edric's innate ability, so this does nothing as far as Earthcraft is concerned. So I'll play Orb and just untap my lands. Pass for the turn. Got a counterspell ready to go, and this guy pumps up my Elf. If you had killed him in the other order, you could have killed my Arbor this turn. But no way to know that, and I don't blame him. So he pings my guy and gives up, which is an awesome final outcome for a mulligan to 3. Definitely doesn't look like it was a mulligan to 3 at this point in the game. Since he's got no answer to my creatures in the orb, I would have just attacked and killed Chandra, and probably drawn a few extra cards off Sylvan. Maybe a sword, maybe a chase. It's definitely a problem, though. Who knows? Perhaps opposition would have even come into play. So, if you've watched this far, I hope you did enjoy that. I don't think that was maybe the best video I've ever done or anything, but I thought the games were interesting, and I hope you did too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.